The Yorkshire Coastcast with Paddy. Loving life in Yorkshire. The people, the places.
Hello and welcome to episode 45.
This is the coast.
And coming up in this episode, after a Scarborough RAF veteran is hit by a second primary cancer diagnosis, his wife fights back. And the Rainbow Centre in Scarborough invite you to take part in the Yorkshire Three Peaks Challenge. Also, we hear from Street Rocks in Scarborough as they celebrate their first birthday this weekend. And Scarborough Maritime Heritage Centre have launched their Scarborough 400 exhibition celebrating Scarborough's 400 years as a seaside resort. All that to come on the Yorkshire Coastcast. Available wherever you get your podcasts from, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and always at thisisthecoast.co.uk/podcasts. And we should say as well, you can listen to this on the This Is The Coast app, which you can download for free from the App Store. In the menu, select podcasts and listen away. And there's 44 other episodes for you to catch up on as well while you're at it. Reviews are great too, and it'd be great to hear from you. You can interact by emailing Paddy at thisisthecoast.co.uk. Right, let's welcome Debbie Gibson to episode 45 of the Yorkshire Coastcast podcast. Debbie, you are doing something for charity this month. Tell us what it is.
I'm walking 62 miles for Cancer Research UK, and I've already got to about 70 miles already just over the first week. And I'm going to continue walking even though I've got to my target. So I'm hoping that by the end of this month, I'll have covered a lot of ground for Cancer Research UK.
That's a lot of walking that you're doing. That's very, very impressive. And
yeah,
the weather's been awful, so you must have been walking through snow, right?
Yeah, I've been doing impressions of Torval and Dean and all that kind of jazz, walking around in the snow. But I did it locally. I didn't go too far when it was snowing. But I'm planning to actually go to the beach and go around places like that and Peasholm Park and just walk wherever I can. You know, and even if I have to leave the car at home and just walk somewhere, getting as many miles in as possible.
And you're doing this for a very important reason, aren't you?
Yeah, my husband, we got married on Armed Forces Day in June at the Royal Hotel, and we've only been married 6 months, and he's just recently on the 11th of December been diagnosed with vocal cord cancer on his right side. So yeah, and I just felt like I'm just completely helpless. I couldn't do anything for him. I can't fix him. I can't do anything for him. And it makes you, as a loved one, it makes you feel kind of really useless and kind of you can't help them. And it's like, well, I know January is normally a really, really hard month for everybody. It is quite, we all get a little bit depressed after Christmas when you've put your decorations away and there's like, you don't feel like there's much celebrating to be done anymore. And it was dreading January because I knew it came with a lot of uncertain things. But I thought I'm going to have to do something for the greater good, do whatever I can. So I decided that I was just looking around and I found a challenge, walked 62 miles in January, and I thought, wow, well, this is perfect because I really struggle when I do get depressed here and there, and I have got, I've had a lot of past trauma, and I do struggle to get out of the house. I can isolate myself when I get in these kind of down periods, and I thought, what will stop that happening, and what will help the greater good, and what can I do for my husband that not so much help him, but he'll know why I'm doing it. And I just thought it was a great all-rounder. You know, it gets me out. It gets my husband, not worrying so much about him because he knows I'm getting out and about, and I'm not kind of just sitting here worrying. And it helps Cancer Research because it's such a horrible feeling when you're in waiting for an appointment and you get taken into a little room and when they tell you that you've got cancer, and that was just a horrible experience to go through, and I would not wish that on anybody. And then a couple of weeks, and then we had a long wait. We had 2 or 3 weeks of waiting because he then had to have a CT scan to make sure it hadn't spread. And it was just, you just feel so useless, and it was over Christmas and everything. But anyway, the next appointment, when we were finding out the results to make sure if it had spread or not, they were delayed for an hour, and I just saw so many other families being taken into this room, the same as we were, and it was just surreal, the amount of different people. And I just thought, I'm just one person. I'm not going to raise loads of money. I don't even have that many Facebook friends, I'm not really out there on social media or anything, but I just thought I need to just do something because, it's not fair. Even when you recover from cancers, people out there, they recover, but the problem is you tend to lose bits of yourself during the process. I mean, my husband lost his kidney the first time, and now he's going to lose so much of his vocal cord, and it's quite a big thing knowing you're not really going to hear his voice the way it used to be, because they did say he's probably not going to ever have 100% of his voice back. So, and I just thought, this is just this. If I can do a little bit, if I can do a tiny little bit, just to make me feel like I've contributed in some way and I've helped him and I've helped myself and I've helped the greater good, then I'm going to do it. And I've got past my 62 mile part, and I'm gonna continue walking all month, because every time I go out and walk, I'm standing up to cancer, and I'm basically saying, F you. Yeah. Basically, you're not going to beat us, because it is worrying. You think, how many more parts am I going to lose of him? And also cancer research is so important, because if they develop treatments where people don't have to have bits of the body removed, where you don't have to take an organ, you can just somehow just treat the cancer. And also why some people develop it more than others, and because this is Mark's second cancer in 5 years, and it's nothing to do with the original, so it's a completely new one. And he is fit. He's a striker for the Scarborough hockey team. He's on the seconds. He's done that for a long time. And he's looked after himself, and he always eats right, and we always exercise. He always, he's always out walking, and there's just no reason for him, and it's just good to be able to find out in the future what it is that makes some people more prone to it, what the process is. There's so many different things out there that still need to be uncovered, and if I can just tickle the surface, if I can just cause a tiny ripple and just do my bit to help that, then I will.
The great thing about it is you might think, I'm just doing a little bit, but this Walk 62 Miles challenge that you're talking about, actually, there's a lot of people around the country doing it, and collectively, you included, over £700,000 has been raised so far, plus 141,000 in gift aid. So
I know,
and that is what it's all about.
I am kind of part of the group. Yeah, I am part of the group.
You might say it's a small thing, but actually, it's the collective effort which is clearly going to smash £1 million plus quid for Cancer Research UK.
I mean, the safety in numbers is what does it. I mean, even a pound, a lot of people have donated to my page, but they've then gone, oh, sorry, I know it's not much, it's only £5 or it's only £2, but really it doesn't matter on the amount. It's just the taking part, it's the support, because if you've got 500 people and each one of them donated £1, that's £500 right there. It's great, yeah.
I remember giving you a mention on Armed Forces Day because you were getting married, and your husband Mark is an RAF veteran, is that right?
Yeah, he is, yeah. He's actually with me now. He'll probably be able to tell you more about that than me, to be honest. Yeah,
well, if he can speak to us, that'd be great.
Well, he can speak, but it's quite raspy. I'll pass you over.
Thank you. Hi, Mark.
Hi. I'll apologise about my voice now.
No, you've got no reason to apologise whatsoever. Yeah, I remember mentioning you and Debbie at Armed Forces Day. I got a message to say you're getting married at the Royal Hotel. So that must have been a wonderful day, being a former veteran and having all those... If I remember rightly, I joked that the aerial displays were just for you two.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't have been any better, to be honest. And one of our wedding photos, we managed to catch the Spitfire or the Hurricane, whichever one it was, just behind us. So... yeah, it was a good day, and the weather was good as well.
Perfect. And you must be very proud of what she's doing.
I am very, yes. Yeah, it's great. And I've been out a few times with her. She's not showing any signs of slowing down with it. So I couldn't be prouder.
Yeah, and I was saying to her, the collective effort, all these people doing this 62 miles challenge in January, it's over £700,000 raised, which is an enormous amount of money, with much more to come, because we're still only halfway through the month. So, that is going to make a big difference, isn't it? So it just shows, isn't it, doing something small but part of a bigger effort can make a massive difference. Yeah,
it's great. And as I say, the sooner they manage to find a cure for this thing, the better.
Yeah, because also because Debbie was also saying as well, and this is really important to mention. You don't just get told one day, you've got you've got cancer or whatever, there is all the, there might be symptoms beforehand, there's all the appointments, there's all the testing, there's all the waiting. It's the waiting, isn't it? And you know, like she talks about, you know, another delay when you were waiting for your results as well. And it puts such pressure on families, on couples. It doesn't it? It's an awful thing that actually a lot of people do go through.
It is, yeah. I mean, we found out sort of mid-December, but made the choice not to tell anybody apart from immediate family until after Christmas, because you don't want that sort of people worrying when there's nothing they can do. So we wait till after Christmas before telling people. And yeah, it's not great. I've just tried to go, well, there's nothing I can do at the moment apart from wait. So try not to get too down on it. And fingers crossed, I have an operation in a week on Friday, and that'll be it done.
Yeah.
Again,
yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, it's one thing to be hit once by it, but as Debbie was saying, to be hit again with a totally separate cancer, you know, you just feel like you're just being beaten down all the time. But all you can do is just plough on, really, isn't it? And just stay optimistic and you know, hope that once that operation is done, then you're in the clear again. That's got to be the hope, right?
Yeah. As I keep saying, I've beaten it once, I'll beat it twice.
Yeah. All right. Well,
and then hopefully there's not a third.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for your time. Really appreciate it. And what we'll do is we'll have an article which will have a link to the fundraising page, and obviously this going on the radio show and on our podcast as well. And I just think I really appreciate you giving us your time just to talk us through the story, because there'll be a lot of people who will be going through similar, a lot more than we all realise, actually. And it'd be nice for them to actually hear the story and also hopefully donate and help support the challenge as well. And I mean, I don't know how it's got to be well over 100 miles surely by the end of this month, hasn't it?
Oh, I would have thought so. Well over.
Yeah, very impressive. All right, thank you both for your time. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you very much.
All right, and thank you, Debbie.
Thanks a lot.
All right, you take care, both of you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
And that was Debbie and Mark Gibson. And if you do want to support them, then we've got the link to their fundraising page in the Yorkshire Coast news section of thisisthecoast.co.uk.
The Yorkshire Coastcast. Loving life in Yorkshire. The people, the places. This is the coast.
Right, coming up, we will find out more about the new exhibition at Scarborough's Maritime Heritage Centre, which is an absolute jewel of an attraction, by the way, run by very, very passionate people who love Scarborough and its history. And this is celebrating Scarborough's 400th anniversary of being a seaside resort, which is very important because actually it was Britain's first ever seaside resort. So that's to come very, very soon. Plus, Street Rocks, the Climbing Walls and Bouldering Centre in Scarborough. It's celebrating its first birthday this weekend. We'll be speaking to them shortly as well. Firstly, though, the Rainbow Centre are inviting you to join them for a challenge in April. Let's speak to James Howard, fundraising officer at the Rainbow Centre in Scarborough. Tell us more.
Yeah, so after the success of doing the Scarborough Three Peaks last year, we had about 16, 18 people do that last year. There was a lot of interest in looking at doing something a little bit more challenging and a bigger distance and a lot more incline as well. So we thought we'll go for Yorkshire Three Peaks.
Yeah, now it is a challenge. You've done it a couple of times. I've done it a couple of times. How would you sum it up for those that haven't done it before?
It is as easy as you want to make it, Paddy. So if you want to train for it, you'll find that you'll get round it quite easily. If you don't want to train for it, then it's difficult. And I've done both. So I've done it with a lot of training and really enjoyed it. The second time round, without the training so much, I didn't enjoy it.
So when is it?
So we're looking at Saturday the 18th of April this year, 2026. We'll be looking at around about 7 o'clock or 7:30 start on that morning.
Yeah, so for those that are signing up, you do actually have time to get out there and do a bit of walking, and you don't need to be hitting the gym every single day or anything like that. It's just all about building up a bit of stamina, isn't it? And a bit of hill walking fitness. So, just getting out and just building up the mileage would be a good idea if you want to make the most of the day, especially if you haven't done anything like this before. But it important to say that this is not just for, expert walkers. You want to open this up to anyone. So, if as long as you can just maybe do a little bit of training to help you enjoy the day more, then, you could have a really great day, even if you've not done anything like this before.
Yep, totally agree. As you'll know, when you go around on these challenges on the peaks or on any mountain, you'll find all sorts of people on there. You'll find young kids that are running up alongside you, or you'll find older people with the sticks that are walking up. So, slow and steady if you're not quite as fit. But yeah, it's a challenge there for everybody. And so long as you do put a little bit of effort in the training, then you should be fine.
And obviously you want people to raise a bit of money if they can as well for the Rainbow Centre, because I noticed that the actual application fee to take part is really low. So it's 15 quid or something. But what you want to do is get people to raise money for the Rainbow Centre if they can in these next couple of months as well.
Yeah, that's right. We've kept that fee low purposely so that people do have that little extra incentive to get involved, on the premise that we can maybe try and bring in a little bit more sponsorship. And as much as we would love to get lots of sponsorship in, it is also about the awareness of what we do down here at the Rainbow Centre, and that's got to be prevalent for us as well. So, the more shares, the more people know that people are doing this for the Rainbow Centre, the word's getting out there a little bit more.
So it is a great event to do, the Yorkshire Three Peaks. And, it's not a million miles away, is it? A couple of hours drive and you're there. And actually, fingers crossed if the weather is all right. I mean, it's going to be amazing, isn't it? Because as you'll know, and as I know, it is a beautiful, beautiful walk. Between Whernside and Ingleborough, you're down and sort of straight up again, but you've got quite a nice long stretch between Pennygent and Whernside where it's, once you get down, it's fairly flat for a good 8 or 9 miles. So it's not as if you're going up and down the whole of the 26.4 miles.
Oh, no. From Pennygent to Whernside, I think it's around about 10 miles. So it's a really good stretch of a walk, and you can really, you can catch up with the people. You've got your breath back, and you're taking the views, which are just amazing. And my favourite was the top of Whernside when you get top of there and you're looking out. I think that was my favourite.
Because from there, if the weather's nice, you can see Ribblehead Viaduct, which looks huge when you walk past it, but when you're up there, it looks like a little Hornby train set, doesn't it? It looks tiny down below.
It's a beautiful, beautiful part of the region, the country. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, so it's funny you say that's your favourite bit. I know what you mean. I like the top of Ingleborough. I like going up Ingleborough, those zigzags. Just before you get to the top, it does feel like you're walking up a proper mountain. But even Pennygent as well is a stunning little climb up, isn't it? A little bit of scrambling towards the top there, but all part of the fun,
Short and sharp.
Short and sharp, exactly, yeah. Yeah, and it's great that we have it in our region, isn't it? That these beautiful places that we can do these challenges. So if people want to sign up then, how do people go about doing it?
Okay, so you can sign up by going to ticketsource.co.uk/Rainbow Centre. And what we're asking people to do as well is to set up their own Just Giving page. So we can talk anybody through that if they want to get in touch, and we can talk them through signing up for that so that it makes things a little bit easier and transparent. Everyone can donate from there who's going to be supporting them. And it's as simple as that.
On Just Giving, you can select the Rainbow Centre as your charity of choice.
That's right, you can.
Great. Well, thanks for your time, James. James Howe, fundraising officer at the Rainbow Centre in Scarborough. Find out more by following the Rainbow Centre on social media. We've also got links to sign up at thisisthecoast.co.uk.
The Yorkshire Coastcast. Loving life in Yorkshire. The people, the places. This is The Coast.
And this is episode 45 of the Yorkshire Coastcast, brought to you by This Is The Coast, the local commercial radio station for the Yorkshire coast. You can listen to us. We play the music you love and bring you the latest local news, weather and travel for the Yorkshire coast. We're here 24/7. We're on DAB digital radio across much of the area and, in fact, region. Also online anywhere in the world at thisisthecoast.co.uk. Download our free app from the App Store. You can also get your smart speaker, your Alexa, to launch This Is The Coast. And you can also get us on Roku TV as well. You can download the This Is The Coast app there as well. Right, next up, Scarborough is celebrating in 2026 400 years of being a seaside resort. Not only that, but Britain's first ever seaside resort. And a new exhibition has opened at Scarborough Maritime Heritage Centre, which you'll find at the lower end of Eastborough in Scarborough. Councillor Rich Moore had the honour of cutting the ribbon and officially opening this exhibition, which is on all year. He firstly talks about the origins of Scarborough 400 and some of the events that are planned this year.
Scarborough 400, we're celebrating 400 years of tourism, you could say, establishing Scarborough as the first ever spa town, which is by the seaside. So it makes us not the first spa town in the UK by any means, but we are the first spa town by the seaside, indicating that we actually deserve the title of being the first resort within the UK. And that all comes around by virtues of what Mrs. Farrar did back in 1626. She was the wife of the sheriff of Scarborough at the time, and she discovered this bright brown orange stains coming out of the cliffs just south of Scarborough. She drank it and found out very quickly that it was a laxative. She told her friends, and a gentleman who was called Dr. Whitty at the time, he helped spread the word. He wrote about it, published about it, and a book in 1660 actually attributes the fact that we've got the date right. So we know 1626 was the right date. But yeah, it put us on the map as being somewhere to go to heal whilst bathing as well. And of course, that started off the tourism, which Scarborough is well known for.
Now, obviously, Scarborough itself does go back a lot longer than 400 years, doesn't it?
Obviously, we're all aware that the word Scarborough, the name Scarborough, is a Viking word, and there's evidence to support that the Romans were at the headland. So we know Scarborough itself isn't just 400 years old. We're celebrating the fact that we became a tourist town, a spa town, associated with the seaside and bathing waters. So yeah, hopefully to educate, hopefully to provide some legacy as well, and a series of celebrations going on throughout the year, working with many partners. We've got some really good core events going on. But I was invited yesterday by the Scarborough Maritime Heritage Centre, and they've effectively kicked off Scarborough 400 this year with an exhibition that they're holding down at 45 Eastborough. And I have to say, go along and see it, because that will educate you if you've got any kind of interest in this. You've heard of Scarborough 400, but currently you're not quite sure what that means. Go down there. It's open from Wednesdays to Sundays, and the boards there, the photographs. They've even got an AI representation of what Mrs. Farrar might have looked like back in 1626. It's fantastic. I'm really delighted that we're in 2026 finally, and we're at a point where events are starting to come online.
Now, there's going to be a permanent celebration, isn't there, of this anniversary of Scarborough being a seaside resort?
There's going to be a landmark public art installed at the spa area. That's one of the legacy features which we can look forward to. We think that should be in place by the middle of the year, and that will actually be on the site where the old pump room is. If you imagine walking along towards the spa's in front of you. You've got the spa roundabout. Just beyond there's this rectangle currently of basically chipped stones and concrete. Underneath there are stairways that go down to the original spa pump room where the wells were, and where people will go down with their vessels and take the spa waters. Unfortunately, we've not been able to expose that to the public and get that online. I would have loved to have done that, and that is really what prompted me to try and nail Scarborough 400 and try and get things done. But there wasn't the resource to do that. There was a whole host of issues which made that impossible. So what we are going to do is install a piece of artwork above there, and that will, I think, be one of the pinnacles of the legacy things. But of course, there's many more other things going on with things like the Maritime Heritage Centre, Scarborough Fair, all the things that the events that we normally see in Scarborough over a year. Many of those will be attributing their work this year under the Scarborough 400 banner and tailor it towards the 1626 date.
And that was Councillor Rich Moore talking about how Scarborough is celebrating its 400th anniversary as a seaside resort in 2026. And do check out that fabulous exhibition that they've put together at Scarborough Maritime Heritage Centre at the lower end of Eastborough. It really is fantastic, and it really does tell Scarborough's story as a seaside resort perfectly.
The Yorkshire Coastcast with Paddy. This is The Coast.
And this is episode 45 of the Yorkshire Coastcast, all about life here on the Yorkshire Coast and available wherever you get your podcasts from. Now, Scarborough's climbing and bouldering centre, Street Rocks at the Street, is celebrating its first birthday. But not only that, they're celebrating raising enough money for their new moon board. Here's Mel Bonney from Street Rocks speaking to This is the Coast's Andrew.
It's all about the power of community, really. The community, the climbing community, wanted us to add a moon board to our climbing centre, and so they set about fundraising for it. And we held a 24-hour sponsored climathon.
And for those who don't know what a moon board is, could you explain?
Yeah, it's basically a technical piece of climbing training equipment that. It enables climbers to work on climbing problems that have been set by other climbers globally. It's connected via an app, so climbers in Scarborough can, in effect, compete against other climbers from across the world. And it really does take climbing from good to great. Really, really hard problems on the wall, and it's really designed to make climbers better climbers.
And from 3 p.m, the doors are open at Street Rocks and the public invited in. I mean, that's going to be an exciting moment as well.
It is, yes. We're delighted to welcome the wider community from 3 o'clock to come and have a climb with us and celebrate our first birthday and just enjoy the vibe, really.
I was going to say, for anybody who hasn't visited before, I mean, what could they expect if they were coming for the first time?
If they've not been to the street before, they'll be quite surprised, I suppose. We're a big community facility, and right in the middle of it, we've got a big climbing wall. And then we've got a second climbing wall on the first floor, and the moon board is installed in our climbing gym on the third floor, which is where we also have a bouldering room.
Brilliant. Tell us more about bouldering.
Bouldering is the most accessible form of climbing, so that only goes up to about 4 meters in height with thick gym matting underneath it and no ropes.
Fantastic. I was going to say, for somebody who's terrified, you might be picking this up, who's terrified of heights like myself, I'm sure you would emphasise that everything is very safe. Absolutely.
I mean, there's always a risk involved, obviously, with rock climbing. But you know, we do have safety measures in place, and as I say, with the bouldering room, we give everyone an induction before they use it. They're told how to use it safely, and there is 30 centimetres of thick gym matting on the floor to protect people when they climb down from their boulders. With our roped climbing, obviously we've got trained, skilled and qualified instructors and peer supporters who will help people to take their first steps in climbing.
Lovely. And of course, you mentioned that it's all about the community, and I'm sure you'd like to thank those who have helped with their contributions.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what the party is about, really. So we're having a VIP celebration just before we invite the public in, and that is to thank all of the climbers who gave their time and skin to our 24-hour sponsored climathon, and the 104 people who contributed financially to our scheme, which helped us to raise just over £10,000.
And that was Mel Bonney from Street Rocks, celebrating his first birthday this weekend with a special event, and also celebrating the arrival of that new moon board as well, which sounds fantastic. I really do want to give it a go. And all those people that have, who I know, say they are absolutely hooked on it and just can't get enough of it, and it's brilliant for their mind and their body. So why not check it out? And in fact, if you're quick, you might be able to grab some half-price vouchers for Street Rocks on our half-price vouchers page at thisisthecoast.co.uk. Click vouchers, and we've got half-price family tickets for Street Rocks and also half-price passes for 2 people for a go on the climbing walls as well. Well, we'll wrap things up on episode 45 of the Yorkshire Coastcast by looking at some upcoming events. And depending on when you listen to this, you might still have time to enjoy Goldilocks and the Three Bears, the Panto at Whitby Pavilion. Performances on Saturday the 17th of January at 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock from Whitby's Apollo Players. And also at the Kirk Theatre in Pickering, you've got Snow White from Pickering Musical Society. And that is actually running until Sunday, the 25th of January, with various performance times, but no show on Mondays. And also on Saturday the 17th, Sing from the Stage and Screen at the YMCA in Scarborough at 7 p.m, featuring a talented choir. This uplifting concert brings classic and contemporary hits to life with vibrant harmonies and dynamic visuals. On Friday the 23rd of January, Burns Night is being celebrated at the Spirit of Yorkshire Distillery in Hummerby from 6 p.m. You can join them for an evening of tradition, fine food and exceptional whisky as they host their annual Burns Night celebration. And the makings of a murderer, the undercover detective, is at Scarborough Spa at 7:30. You can join Peter Blexley, a founding member of Scotland Yard's undercover unit and former star of Channel 4's Hunted, as he lifts the lid on the most dangerous and hidden aspects of murder investigations. A reminder as well, if you can't make Scarborough and Whitby Town matches and you're a fan of either side, you can enjoy full match commentary on This Is The Coast Extra. All the details are at thisisthecoast.co.uk/extra. Good luck to our local football and rugby sides in action this weekend. Also, you have a chance to win 3 months unlimited sauna and dip session memberships for 2 people at Hilltop Sauna next to Stepney Hill Farm in Scarborough. The traditional wood-fired Scandinavian sauna is absolutely unbelievable, and this prize is worth £378. So click win at thisisthecoast.co.uk if you fancy that. And also, we've got a features page all about the 158 new homes that are coming to Hornsey at the Kilns on Ralston Road, very close to the beach. Really handy for the town centre as well. The show homes open in February, surrounded by lots of green spaces and close to the beach. This thoughtfully planned development offers a fantastic choice of homes, a range of spacious 2, 3 and 4 bedroom homes. Each property designed with generous rooms and quality finishes throughout, ideal for today's modern lifestyle. So we've created a features page all about the Kilns in Hornsey. Just click features at thisisthecoast.co.uk. And thank you for listening to episode 45 of the Yorkshire Coastcast. Make sure you do tune into the main station as well. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
The Yorkshire Coastcast. Loving life in Yorkshire. The people, the places. This is the coast.